All right, thank you everyone and welcome to this course. Now let's get started. So I've just opened up my VS Code here and then we have to get started really quickly. So first thing, I have to create a new project in Flutter. So hopefully all of you have installed Flutter at this stage. You have Flutter installed in your application because it's required, okay? And then also you need to create the Android emulator. So you need to have Flutter installed in your application, and then you are opened up your favorite IDE, and then you also need to install Android Studio because you need Android emulators as well, because that's what we are going to use on Windows right now. Okay, so first thing first, let me create a new Flutter project. Okay, I'm just gonna head down here and then command palette here. I'm gonna click on new Flutter project, and I'm gonna create application. So here I need to choose the location. This is where I save all my Flutter application. I'm just gonna click select this location. Now I need to give my project a name. Okay, so I'm gonna name this application WallShare. Okay, I'm gonna just put an underscore and then say WallShare. Okay, now I'm gonna click enter so that we have a project created. Let's just wait a bit until everything is done. Okay, so also as a coding assistant while this is creating, I'm using Cody. I don't know if you noticed at the screen when my VS Code was open when there was nothing. So I'm using Cody as an assistant, but I also have Continue installed, but because Continue I use it for offline, but for now we're going to use Cody because it's got Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which currently as of today, in my opinion, is the best coding model. Okay, yeah, but also if you have Copilot, you can use Copilot because Copilot is also the best. I've also used it before. It's quite good. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. First thing first, before we check everything, I need to show you guys my Flutter version. I'm gonna open this terminal, and then here I'm just gonna call Flutter -- version. Then let's click enter. So as you can see right now, as of today, the date, you can see the date here. Okay, this was updated at this date. This Flutter version that I'm using is 3.3.2.4.3. okay, I'm on a stable channel. Okay, so just in case you want to know what I'm currently using as the time of creating this course. Okay, also this is the .dat version, and then now that that is out of the way, we can continue. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with the theme. Okay, so first I'm going to create a profile screen. I think that's what we're going to start with instead of the home screen. Okay, so let's come here on the lib and then let's right click and then create new folder. Let's name this as screens. I like to put screens separately. And then let's also create a new file here, which is going to be profile screen.dat. Okay, great. Now let's create a stateful widget. This is going to be a profile screen. All right, so here let's just have a scaffold, and then we're going to create it like that. And then so we need to test this, so we have to come here in the main.dat and then remove all of these, everything down here. Then we can remove all of these comments, we don't need it. And then here we can call our profile screen. Okay, now we can just test this really quickly. Let's open up here. So I already created the emulators here. You can create your emulators, quite an easy process. If you have Android Studio installed and you have downloaded the operating system for the emulator, you can just create here. But I've created all of these from Android Studio. Okay, so I'm just gonna select maybe the Pixel 7 here. Okay, All right, so we have our emulator running. Now let's quickly test our application. Let's run this. Okay, let's just wait for it to run. Okay, so we have our application running. You can see that we are in a profile screen because we have put it here to run as a home screen. Okay, great. So now let's continue. So first, let's remove this banner here. So just here, we want to say debug add mode banner to false. All right, now let's create. So if we hot reload here, it's gonna go away. Okay, now let's create the theme. Okay, because we want to be able to change the themes. That's the reason why we are starting with the profile screen. Okay, so here again under lib, let's right click new folder. You can just say themes. Okay, now inside themes here, let's right click and then create a new file. Let's call this app themes.dat. Okay, let's create this class app themes. So now first let's start with the light theme. Okay, the assistance has already started for us. So yeah, it's going to get it like that. Okay, let's just import all of these. So in the light theme, we're going to have bright. For brightness, we are going to say light, and then the primary color. So this is a light theme. Our primary color, we want to have something like okay, let's not really have a lot of descriptions, like a too detailed theme. Okay, we just want to build this really quickly. Okay, so let's just get primary things like what we need. Okay, so now for now, let me remove all of these, like primary color, and then primary. Okay, the primary swash, that's what I'm really interested in here. Okay, so this one, I'm just gonna give it a deep purple. Okay, deep purple, and then this, the primary color, we can remove this. Okay, unless you want to describe everything in detail. Okay, for now we just want what matters, what will just make the difference between the light and the dark theme. Okay, so next thing, maybe what we need is maybe the scaffold background color. Okay, let's have a scaffold background color, which is going to be white for the light theme, and then the theme, this one, the text theme, let's say maybe, so for the body medium, we can have something like black 54, and then let's get the other one like the body large. Okay, body large, for this one we can have, let's do textile, and then this one, let's just get now the complete black color. Okay, so here let's say colors dot black, like that. So this is just a simple theme we have created. You guys, you can create more advanced theme. You can, it's got a lot of properties here that you can define. Okay, you can see all of these. You can define all of these by default, so that once it changes, all of these colors can change. But for me, I'm just going to divide the brightness, primary swash, scaffold background, and then the text theme color. Okay, that's it. Now I also need to create the dark theme. So let's say light theme, and then here let's say dark theme. So the assistant is going to obviously help us with this. So let me remove all of these, and then what I was, okay, it was going to create, it's just going to create and then close it out here. Okay, it looks like we're missing a bracket. Let's close it out with I think we're missing a bracket there. Yeah, like that. So here, let me just go over this. So the brightness is dark, that is the correct, and then the primary swash. So for the dark theme, we won't keep the same one. For the dark theme here, we want, let's say maybe a blue gray color. And then what else? For scaffold background color, for the dark theme, let's keep it black. And then the text large, yeah, this one will keep it like that. And then this one we're gonna keep white 54 or even just white 70. Yeah, let's keep it, make it a bit like that. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so yeah, I think that is it for our theme. So we have a light and dark theme. Now our theme class, just like that, is done. You guys can make this advanced if you want. Okay, so I'm gonna close this and save it, and then now move on. Okay, now we need to go to the profile screen. So let's come to the profile screen. Then here in the profile screen, now we need to determine the theme. Okay, so here in the app bar, so what we're gonna do here, first of all, let's have the leading of this app bar. So the leading, we're gonna have the okay, let's remove that. So the leading, we're gonna have a back button constant, and then so if we hold reload, we're going to have that leading, but if we press it now, we're going to get an error because we're starting the profile screen. Okay, now for the title, we'll just leave it that it says profile like that. The next thing that we want to deal with is the actions. Okay, now in the actions here, we want to show how we can change the theme. Okay, you can see that our assistant is already assisting us. Let's click tab. So here we don't want to show this for now. Let's have the way to change the theme. Okay, so now how do we toggle the theme here? So first, because we're going to start in the light theme, now we need to be toggling it, but for that we are going to use the provider class. Okay, so let's just quickly install our provider package because we want to do this really quickly. Okay, so for that, let's go to pub.dev. So you head over to this pub.dev here. Okay, now the first package we're going to need is a provider. Okay, let's click search and then let's pick this one. Let's minimize that, and then just here we just need to go to installation and then just copy this. Then go back to our VS Code in the pub.dev, and then right after these Cupertino icons, let's paste that provider and then let's save. Okay, we're gonna wait for it to install. Now after the installation is done, we can close that. Also here, let's right click and then let's create another folder which is going to be called providers. Okay, now here let's right click and then let's create a theme provider.dat. Okay, so yeah, we also need another package. Okay, because we need to be saving this theme locally. So first of all, let's create a theme provider, okay, like that. And then is dark theme, we're going to create that boolean, but first, before we do this, let's go back here. Then let's look for another package which is called shared preferences. So I'm just gonna get this package, go in installation, and then we copy this. Let's go back here, come back here, and then let's paste that, and then also let's save it. So let's just wait for it to save. Okay, looks like it's done. We're gonna close that, and then here the other thing also, first we initialize the is dark theme. Okay, so this one we can initialize it like this, or what we're gonna do is let's just initialize it because we'll use a constructor, we'll pass it in the constructor. So let's remove that and then do it like that. Okay, now also above here, let's pass the theme data. Okay, the theme data, and then here we want to do selected theme. So this one also we want to do it like that. We'll pass it in the constructor. Okay, now here we just need to pass the constructor. So what we're gonna do here is let's say theme provider, and then let's not do it like this. What we'll do here, we're just gonna call this dot, selected theme. Okay, so here let's initialize it like this, and then here we're gonna see this dot selected theme. That's how we're gonna do it, like this. And then after that, we're gonna put close it like this, and then we're gonna put the selected theme equal to, sorry, here we're supposed to say is dark theme, like this. Then we're gonna equal that to the selected theme is going to be equal to is dark theme. Now here we have to check the theme which we set. Okay, so we have to check the selected theme is going to check if it is dark theme. We are going to get the app theme dot dark theme. Okay, this is going to come from our class. Okay, app themes. This is our class, app themes dot dark theme, and then copy that, put it here, and then app theme dot dark theme. So this is coming from our class here. Okay, the one that we have created, the theme class. Okay, so if this selected theme is going to come, we will check if it is dark theme, the selected theme will be dark, else the selected theme will be light theme. That's how these are getting set. Okay, now we need to create a getter now here. Okay, so let's do getter, and then here the getter is just going to get the selected theme. Okay, now after the getter, we need to create also the getter for the is dark theme. Okay, which is that. And then after that, we need to toggle the theme. Okay, so here let's create a method to toggle theme. Let's see if the assistant will assist us. Let's see. Let's just go through this toggle theme. We need to check if it is dark theme, we are going to set it otherwise. Okay, otherwise if it is not dark theme, we're going to vice versa like this. Okay, now the selected theme is going to do the same. Okay, if it is dark theme, it's going to be dark theme, else it's going to be light theme. And then after that, we are going to notify the changes. So this is saying that because here we need to say with change notifier. Okay, like that. Now after this one, we need to save now. Okay, because here we are toggling the theme. Now we need to save the theme to shared preferences. Okay, so save theme to shared preferences. That's the reason why we have that package. So here it's saying that we create this method, but we can just directly just save it here. So let's call our shared preferences shared preferences, and then we're gonna say preferences. We're gonna await. So here we have to put it as asynchronous because we have to await here. Okay, await shared preferences. So first let's remove it here. Let's just close it here. We just initialize it on top here. Okay, now after this we have to await shared preferences, or it's called, we named it as preferences dot set bool. Now the bool that we're going to set is what we have done here. Okay, so here we need the value, the key, and then we need the boolean here that we are saving as. Okay, so the boolean here we know that is called is a dark theme, is dark mode, which is this one on top. Okay, now here we need to have a string variable. So for the strings, I like to store all the strings in the constant class. So right over here, let's right click here and then create another class called constant dot dat. Okay, now here let's get class constant. So we're gonna start with static const string. So here is a shared preference key. So let's name this as the same as is dark mode. Okay, is dark mode is gonna save as is dark mode. Okay, so here let's say theme key. Okay, theme key, if we want to put a comment. Now if you come back here we're gonna call our constants dot is dark mode. We're gonna save that. So this is going to be our method to toggle between light and dark theme. Now we also need another method to load the theme. Okay, so let's create that. So load theme from shared preferences. So this, we know that the assistant is going to have the knowledge of that and quickly create that. Okay, that is a good thing of coding in 2024, because I know I don't need to write all of this because of my code up here. Code you was able to know what I want, that I need to call the shared preferences and then get instances, and then I need to get this dark mode from the boolean here is dark mode. If it's not there, it's going to return false. Okay, so once I'm going to get it, it's going to set the selected theme to the boolean that we have gotten here, and then also here we have updated this the is dark mode to what we are getting here, and then we notify the changes, and then that's it. So only this is going to be our theme class. Okay, now we need to go back to our profile screen. So now back in our profile screen, first we need to initialize that theme provider. So let's do final theme provider, which is going to equals to context. We need to call .read theme provider. Okay, now we need to import this theme provider class and the provider package. Okay, now that we have this theme provider in the onPressed here, we need to set state. Okay, so we just need to set state, and then we call our theme provider dot toggle theme. Okay, so here we're just calling our method to change the theme. Okay, now if we come back to our profile screen, what we need to do is okay, so what I just did there, if you want to go direct to this method, you need to hold Control on your keyboard, just in case for those who don't know, or Command on your Mac, and then if you come here, it's going to be highlighted. When you click on it, it will take you to that method. Okay, all right, so now next here we are just toggling the theme to change it to dark and light. Okay, so now for this to work, we need to restart the application, but also then it won't work because we need to go back to the home screen and then wrap our app inside the provider. Okay, we need to put our cursor here and then right click. Okay, if we need to put this inside a widget. Okay, so let's see if I can do that. If we put our mouse over here. Okay, it's actually not here, I was doing it wrong. Here on the app, you come in front here and click on it and then wrap with a widget. Okay, now here we need to say multi-provider. Okay, multi-provider. So let's bring this down a bit, and then here we need to call now our providers. Okay, providers. Okay, now inside these providers, that's when we are going to put our theme provider. You can see the assistant already knows. Okay, so here we need to import this, but we just don't want to call this as boss, because first we need to initialize it. So on top here we need to call async. We need to put asynchronous keyword here, and then before we get to this, let's call our theme from this, if we have saved any theme. Okay, so what we're gonna say, we're just gonna say final theme provider. This is going to equal to theme provider, and then here we initialize it to false. Okay, and then after we initialize it, now we need to get the theme from shared preferences. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say await. So this await, we are waiting because we have put asynchronous, and we need to await to get the data from the provider. So we're going to get theme provider dot load theme. Okay, so this again, it's this method which is loading from shared preferences. Okay, now if we come back here, you can see that we are loading the theme. Now instead of here calling it force, we just need to call our theme provider here. And then like this, every time the application starts, we're going to load the saved theme from shared preferences. Okay, now to make this work, we need to come here under material, and then down here we need to call theme. Okay, so just after this application, the title here, you can see we have this theme, so we can remove this theme and then call our theme provider. We need to call our theme provider. So yeah, we need to initialize the theme also up here. Okay, so we're gonna say final theme provider. We can either initialize it like this, or we can wrap this in a consumer widget. But anyway, let's just go theme provider context dot read. Now here what we're gonna do is theme provider. We call our theme provider class. Okay, and then we close it like that. Then here we're just gonna call our theme provider dot, we're gonna get the current theme which is there, which is called get theme. Okay, so this get theme, you know that it's also this getter which gets the selected theme. Okay, then like this, we have set up our theme. So all we have to do is just to stop the application and then run it. Okay, so let's just wait for the application to run. Okay, so we are getting the error that Flutter binding has not been initialized. Okay, so we forgot one more thing. We need to go back in the main.dat. Before we do all of this, we need to say widget Flutter binding like that, and then dot ensure initialized. Okay, we need to call this code before we do all of this. So let's just stop it and then run it again. All right, as you can see, the application has started. Now if we go to the profile, we can see that we have this toggle. Now let's test our theme. Okay, so if I click here, okay, you can see, I can see that nothing is happening. Let's click it again. Nothing has just happened. So what might be the problem here is if we come here, we are just reading here. Okay, so here we need to watch, because we want to watch when the theme changes. We want to change even here. Okay, so let's just hot reload one more time. Okay, let's see if we will get that same error. All right, looks like it has started. Let's try to click here. You can see now the theme is changing. If we click here, it's going back to light, and then it's going back to dark. So the only reason we did not watch here, okay, we're supposed to watch for the changes. If we do read, meaning we are reading this only once, but if we watch, we are watching every change, that whatever happens in the theme provider. So that's it. Now let's just polish it up. Let's change this icon here. Okay, let's go back in the profile screen. So here, let's change this icon. Okay, we don't want to show this same icon. So let's remove the constant keyword from here. And then here, what we want to do is let's say if theme provider dot it is not dark mode, if get is dark mode, if it is not dark mode, what we want to call is icons dot I'm gonna call the light mode. Okay, else I'm gonna call the dark mode. Okay, now this icon is going to change depending on the theme. Okay, so let's hot reload. Yeah, now we have a light theme. If we click here, it's going to change to that. If we click here, it's going to change to that. Okay, so here, once we click here, it's gonna change. Once we click here, it's gonna change, and then that's it. Maybe before we move on, let's put another icon here that we need. So I'm gonna copy this, then paste it here. So this on pressed, we're gonna, what are we gonna say? Navigate to notifications screen. Okay, so this icon is going to be, let's remove this, icons dot notifications. Okay, let's put a constant keyword and then let's hot reload. Yeah, this is going to be the profile screen. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be it, guys, for the profile screen. We have just, in this first video, we have just done the theme. Now it's time to get started with the application. The theme is out of the way. Okay, so thank you guys, and see you in the next video.